Alright, hello everyone, Chatterfriend Gaming here, and I am bringing you a special kind of live stream with a friend of mine. Why don't you introduce yourself?
I'll go with my channel name, Backpacker Joe. I usually do like travel videos and whatnot, and backpacking through life.
But with today, we are doing board games. So, the game we're first playing is called Boss Monster. It's a pretty fun game. We just gotta get everything set up. We're in the middle of setting it up. You wanna shuffle
Yep.
those?
It's been a little while since I played this game, but I'll figure it out on the go.
That's pretty much with all these games we have going on here. We haven't played them in ages, so
Yep, with Boss Monster, it's just a dungeon building card game.
oh, those sons of bigs. They shuffled in a spell card into the room deck. Oh, and I just went through and I just flipped them all upside down. And we don't have much of a area. I'm just trying to get the camera in the most optimal position, and it fell.
That's technology.
Oh yeah. Well, it doesn't help that I don't have the proper equipment to do this, but we're still trying to do it anyways.
Yeah.
Tenacity, or also how I like to say, finacity. Man, the last time we played this, people are just mixing in. There's a freaking boss card.
Yeah, it's like, did you play this with other people?
Last time we played it was with Mario and Reagan, and I could have swore we went through and you fixed it all, but apparently we didn't.
You left something to remember him by.
No kidding. A memento of him being a pain in the butt. Just shuffling these cards. That's what happens when you have a giant pile of cards and you accidentally shuffle them the wrong way, so you get half of them facing one way and the other half facing the other way.
Yeah, that's games.
Any sort of. So yeah, like we were saying with Boss Monster, it is not really necessarily a board game, but it is definitely a card game.
Yeah, as in tabletop game.
Yeah.
Because you play it on the table.
The best way to describe the game, though, is you are a supervillain and you are trying to kill the heroes before they take out your dungeon.
Yep. So you the boss.
Pretty much. You the boss. You hire baddies in the form of room cards, which they look like this, and when you flip one over, they have special little things they do. So this is a golem factory, and as you could read there, once per turn, if a hero dies in this room, draw a rune card, which just pretty much allows you to build more monster rooms and all that. So how the thing is set up, we have a town, so they can kind of see right here for you.
Okay.
And I'm gonna have to kind of angle this a little bit more. About right there for me, and right there for you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna be kind of in front. Yeah, we really didn't. I didn't have to set up, but well. Like I said, tenacity though. We'll get this through. All right, so you want to pick one at random? I'll trust you.
Okay.
And let me pick one after I get these spell cards shuffled.
Do you get to see what my card is? Okay.
Yeah, we flip that up, and that is your character.
Okay. So this is my character. He's Cerebellus, Father Brain. When he levels up, you may draw 3 spell cards, then discard a spell card. So he's pretty cool.
And I got King Croak. He's the Sultan of the Sewers, And what he does when you level him up, you can search for a room. You can search the room deck or discard pile for an advanced monster room. You may immediately build the room over a room with the matching treasure type. So what they mean by matching treasure types, that little icon right there, that's the treasure I am. I am a fighter. So fighter cards is what ideally I should be going for.
And I am. Is that?
That's the library.
Okay, yeah. I'm all about the brains. Brain versus brawn. The perfect matchup.
Kind of. And you build to the left too. That's like the one thing.
Is that my left?
Yeah, you just build to the left.
Okay. To the left, to the left.
And I believe we start off with 2 spell cards.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Pretty much. And we start off with 5 room cards. 4. Alright. Those will be up there. Just making sure. Just trying to get this in the right spot here with the little jackery we are using. Alright. And you can look at those cards. And the first one we do, remember when you build the room, you don't show it right away. You keep it face down.
Okay.
So we place down your first face down card.
I'm trying to remember now, like, there's different things in the bottom corner, like the symbols or whatever.
Yeah.
So how do I...
You can lay down any of the bottom corner symbols.
Okay.
All that does is it attracts the heroes to your dungeon.
Okay. If there's 2, does that mean it's a level 2?
If there's 2 of them, let's say you got the money and the weird little cross thing, then you just attract both those people to your dungeon.
Okay.
And you can only build advanced rooms on top of basic rooms.
Okay, yeah, advanced rooms. That's what I was trying to remember what those were.
Alright, so going for that right there.
Okay, I'll put that right there.
And then you flip them over to reveal. And I have Brain Sucker Hive. Once per turn, if a hero dies in this room, you may draw a spell card, and it does 2 damage to heroes, and it counts for a library.
Okay, I got Neanderthal Cave.
Ooh, strong starter.
Yeah, you can't build any advanced rooms on it, but it's a nice beginning hitter.
Alright, and so now, since the actual game is beginning, you go by the highest amount of XP, that's the one who starts. So mine's 800 XP.
650, so...
And that's all XP does, is just determines who goes first. So I get to draw a room card, and I get to... Ooh, I kind of actually like that. Now I get to play a room. The question is, what do I want to go for? Because so far, with how both his dungeon and my dungeon set up, it's a little harder to see my dungeon. But my dungeon is a fighter for my boss and a library for my brain sucker. So I can attract one. I have one towards the library and the fighters. So let's say we flipped over a fighter. If he had no fighters, the fighter would go to me. But we're both equal, so all the heroes will stay out into the town area. So now I'm trying to figure out, what do I want to build to counter that?
It's kind of interesting, like how your boss is a fighter and mine's a brain, but we put out the vice versa for the rooms.
It is definitely interesting. Alright, so you always leave your card when you first play it face down until everyone's played a room card. So now that I'm done with my turn, it is Joseph's. Our backpacker Joe's.
Yep. Well, let's take that one down.
And we are both done with our turn. So now we reveal. I place down Succubus Spa once per turn. If a hero dies in this room, choose an opponent, take a random room or a spell card from that opponent's hand. And he laid down
the Goblin Armory. So monster rooms adjacent to this room have +1.
You have a good setup right away.
So my Neanderthals are pretty dangerous.
Yeah, so what that card does is, instead of doing 3 damage, which the Neanderthal cave will normally do, now it does 4 damage. He has 3 fighting swords. So any fighter's reveal will be going to him because I only have the one. Any mages we have, which is the library, they will stay into town, but any clerics will come to me because I have one of the cleric symbols. So now that both of our turns are done, the heroes are coming out, and you lay down as many hero cards equal to the amount of players on the who are playing the game. So the first one I lay down is the mage, and what the mage does is just that, he's a mage. He has 4 HP. You can tell what symbol he is by up here. My finger's kind of out of the shot, but right there. So anyone with the book goes, and let's say he made it through your dungeon. That little icon right down there is a wound. So you can only take, I believe it was 3 wounds, and then you lose the game.
Yep.
And then you have to get 10 souls, which let's say I did defeat him. The backside, that little diamond right there, the yellow one, that's a soul. So the first hero, is the mage. He's going to be right there. The second one that was flipped over is the cleric, and it has 6 HP. So now we'll go through town, and you always start with the one closest to the town. The town kind of goes that way in the order that you sit down, so it goes from left to right. And the first one's the mage. We both have one book, so the mage stays in the town. But the second guy is the cleric.
And you have one?
I have one cleric. So the cleric is going to go through my dungeon. He's going to take 1 damage, 2 damage, 3 damage, and get to my boss. And he inflicts a wound on me because I couldn't kill him before he got to the boss. That's the whole point of the game, is to pretty much destroy the hero before it gets to your boss.
Yep.
Now that everything is done, there will be a phase right here that there's some cards that make you flip over a room card, and then right here you would unflip it, but since we don't have any of that, we're just going to skip that. And it goes back to the first person's turn, which is mine. We draw, which I got that right there. You can't really see it. I don't want him to see it. He's a cheater.
Oh, cheat.
Well, I'm sorry, you don't cheat. And we're going to do that. So with the card I just lay down over the top of the other card indicates it's an advanced room.
Ooh. Then my turn?
Yep.
Draw. That's what I drew. Ooh.
I'm not seeing.
Oh, that's fancy.
Let's angle the camera a little bit better.
Let's say, how many things are we going to be able to put out?
You can only have 5 rooms out at one time.
Okay, so I got to think about that strategy.
Camera angle is still a little bit cruddy, but that's what I get for not having the right materials. But we do what we do to do what we want to do.
I'll put that down.
Alright, so we both have our rooms built.
Yep.
Let's flip it over. I have the Draco Lich layer, which once per turn, you may discard 2 room cards to choose 1 room card from the discard pile and place it in your hand. Does 3 damage to enemies, and it is a symbol for the cleric.
And I put down the card that I drew, the Dragon Hatchery.
Oh, good
It doesn't do any hurtful things, but it gives me a symbol for all 4 different things. So once heroes start coming out, hopefully I can start bringing them soon.
That's pretty much the whole entire point of that card. So now there are 2 players, so we lay down another 2. We still have the mage. I have the 1 book, but since he has that Dragon Hatchery out, he now has 2 books.
Yes.
And the great thing is, with this Dragon Hatchery, since it is a monster room, the Goblin Armory does add damage to it.
Oh, that actually turned out really good.
Cleric, I have 1 symbol, he has 1 symbol, so they stay. Fighter, I have 1 symbol, he has 4, so the fighter goes to him.
Okay, so the mage, 1 damage, 2, 3, 4, he did.
Yeah, he did, so just flip him over, and now you have a soul.
Then the fighter comes in. I need a hero. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And he's done as well. So he has 2 souls for his 10 souls. That's not bad. This would be the unflip part if we had anything to unflip, so we don't. So I'm just going to head, draw, and get this moving.
And you may think that was a beautiful strategy, But that was just pure dumb luck.
More than likely, yes.
I didn't even think about being adjacent to the 1 to get a +1. That turned out better than I thought.
Alright, so I'm going to place that right there. I'm going to show you all what I'm going to place.
I'm looking away. Okay, I shall draw my card.
So what kind of camera stuff do people usually live stream with?
That's a good question. I don't really.
Because whatever it is, I need to find that and start live streaming with that. Or what they probably do is they probably have the camera hooked up to a software.
Yeah, that kind of does it.
Yeah. I'll play like a game or two of this and then we'll move on to Fallout, a post-nuclear board game for 1 to 4 players.
Yeah.
So imagine that, 1 to 4.
This is where my strategy kind of goes down the drain, but just use what I have.
Alright, we both built our rooms. Flip over. Mine's the jackpot stash. Destroy this room, double the treasure value of your dungeon's rooms until end of turn, and it counts for 2 money bags.
And I put down open grave, which would have been nice to be earlier, but once per turn, if a hero dies in this room, choose 1 room card from the discard pile and put it into your hand.
A lot of this game is just honestly about pure dumb luck.
Yeah.
Alright, so now let's flip over our heroes. The first one's the cleric.
I got 1.
He's got 2 and I still got the 1, so the cleric will go to him. Next one's the fighter. I still got my 1 and he has his 4.
He looks kind of tough.
That goes to you. And the next one's the thief.
I only got 1.
He has 1 and I got 2, so the thief will come to me. And of course the thief is 8 damage. Why wouldn't it be? Alright, so
Okay, cleric, so 2, 3, 4, he did.
wait, hold on here. How much do you do total? 2, 3, 4, and then you do 7. Oh, he only has 4 HP.
Yeah, now it's this one I think gets through because we got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, 8.
So he inflicts. Wait. Oh yeah, that's right. The 4.
Yeah, he gets up 1, so he does die.
Yeah, he does. All right, now I have this 8 health thief coming through. So 1 damage, 4 damage, 6 damage. He still does 2 damage, so I get another wound. I'm not looking too hot here.
Yeah, I've hit dumb luck with mine. If I
Just gonna move these so I have room to build my last thing. All right, so everything went through. I'm gonna draw. Oh my goodness, man. This luck is just absolutely killing me. Oh, alright, whatever.
Okay.
Nope, the room I'm laying down.
So with the advanced rooms, it has to go over a room with the same symbol, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if a room has like multiple symbols, it can still go over, or
Yeah.
Okay.
It just has to match one of those symbols. So like Dragon Hatchery, it's a perfect card that let's say you can place any advanced room over it.
Yeah.
And you don't have to match traps up with traps or monsters up with monsters. You can just this is more house rules. I'm not 100% sure what the game rules, but it just makes sense. If it's an advanced room, it can just go over the advanced. Just go over the basic.
Okay.
And once you get 5, don't forget you level up your hero. Not your hero, but your boss monster. So my first card, flip you over.
Yeah.
We're done. I have the Golem Factory. Once per turn, if a hero dies in this room, draw a room card, and it does 2 damage, and it is worth 1 sword.
Okay, and I just got the Centipede Tunnel. When you build this room, you may swap the placement of 2 rooms in any one dungeon, but I like my setup, so.
Really? You don't want... Okay. Oh, that's a trap card. That's why you don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Alright, well, you got 5 cards. Now you get a level up. Which, I don't have a penny on me.
Let me draw 3 spell cards, then discard a spell card. That's what happens when I level up.
Yeah, so spell cards are right there. I'm just going to search for something to use as an icon to tell that he's leveled up.
Draw 3 cards. Then. So I get 3, pull 3 and discard 1. 3 spell cards and discard, so have to go through these different effects. Like, show you them real quick.
Not for sure what to use for a level up.
Yeah,
There we go. Just be careful with them.
Oh, okay, that'll work.
The chair was over it for a second, so I thought the whole entire time I was sitting on my icon. I was like, ah.
Choose. Choose these two. Where's our discard pile?
It's supposed to be in the center.
Okay. So I chose these for my spell cards. Not sure if they'll come in handy or not, but we'll see. So I'm a dark sorcerer.
Dark sorcery. Alright, so.
Is there a limit to how many spell cards we can have?
Nope.
Oh, dude.
So Thief, that's the first one I flipped over. I have 2.
I got 1.
So the Thief is going to me. Thank goodness he's 4 HP. And now Cleric, I have the 1 still.
I got 2.
Alright, so the Cleric's going to you.
And I can destroy that 8. 1,
So that
3,
Thief goes
5,
through.
6, 7, 8.
And he dies.
And this cleric goes through and dies. Like
So you got what, like 6 souls now?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 souls. So I'm halfway there.
Alright, well,
Living on a prayer.
pretty much. Let's restart here. The only problem with having a bunch of mono cards, by mono I mean the single icon, is it's really hard to diversify your dungeon.
Yeah. That's why I'm kind of happy at that Dragon Hatchery. That gives me a little wiggle room if I get something specific for advance.
Just doing that just because I need something to build. Allows me to build some more. I think when I play Fallout, I'm going to move this right here more, and I'm going to sit over there so it can have just more of a
general view.
Yeah, more of a general. All right, let's flip over. I am playing Monstrous Monument. So it's a trap room. When you build this room, choose one monster room from the discard pile and place it in your hand. There is none in the discard pile, which I do not like having them upside down.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you got rid of Cobalt Strike. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh well.
And so I flipped up Liger's Den. Once per turn, when you play a spell card, draw a spell card, and I got 4 spell cards, so might come in handy.
All right. Well, let's get these heroes on the road.
I need a hero.
So we got a fighter, and we got a mage, and I have 3 fighting. You still have your 4.
Yep.
So the fighter will go to you. I have my 1 mage, and you got
2.
3.
3.
Don't forget your boss.
Yes. I love how you just murder these people. Is 2, 4, 5, 6. You did. And then 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Wow.
And I'm up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 souls.
Too many crickets. You are just absolutely crushing it.
Yeah, this is actually a good game for me.
Alright, well. Now let's draw. Oh my goodness. I really don't have anything I can build neither. So you can always skip your build phase. You don't want to build anything. I think that's what's going to happen is I'm going to skip my build phase and just let Backpacker Joe go ahead.
Okay.
And there is no hand size, so you can literally have as many cards in your hand as you want.
Yeah.
The only way you get spells is by runes saying you can draw from the spell if someone dies there or stuff like that. It's really difficult to get spells, but the spells help a lot.
Yeah, that's why I was kind of happy.
I believe Laggard's Zen is one of those cards when you use a spell, replace the spell.
Yep, exactly. I got 4 different spells right now. None of them particularly useful right now, but could be in the future.
And that's all that matters.
And I'm skipping my build phase 2. Nothing I can really do either. I have a somewhat good setup until those epic heroes.
Well, I mean, you're going to be better set for the epic heroes than I am.
Yeah.
That screen's fine. Alright, so let's get these normal heroes out.
Oh boy.
So we got a thief and we got a fool. So the fool's the best card there is. He literally goes, he has 2 HP and he literally goes to the person who has the least amount of souls. And I have 2 money bags. How many money bags you got?
Just my 1.
Alright, so I get the thief and the fool. So the thief will go through. That'll be 1, 3, 4, 7 damage. He's dead. And I get 1, 2, he's dead. And he did die right there, so I get to draw a room card.
Nice.
And that really doesn't help neither, but it is something. At least we're getting draws going on. Alright, so now it's the end of turn.
Okay.
Draw again. Again, nothing really decent.
I need some more advanced.
What I think I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to destroy this room right here to count for doubling all this stuff. So I'm going to destroy that.
Okay.
That's going to go to the discard pile. And then I'm going to build this. And I'll show you all what this is.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
I think I'm going to try and find a way to keep the iPad up. I might just start streaming from that
Yeah.
wider view area.
Can't really build anything, so skip that.
Alright. Oh, go to review. And I have Boulder Ramp. You may destroy another room in your dungeon to deal 5 damage to one hero in this room. You may activate this multiple times per turn.
That's pretty good.
So remember, everything in my dungeon is doubled in value. So now we're getting the epics out. So I have 2 books. Well, I'm guessing you still have 3.
Yep.
So the mage will still go to you. I have double the money bags.
Oh yeah, 1, so.
So the thief is coming to me. And what that does is I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9 damage. So I'm going to destroy the Brainsucker Hive to allow the Boulder Ramp to do 5 extra damage. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 12 damage.
Yep.
Because of 3.
He did.
Alright, so the thief goes through and he dies, and he counts for 2 souls actually.
So the mage only had 6, 2, 4, 5, 6. And he did. 8. And he basically 1 epic hero, but I'm stuck on rooms. That's gonna be my big issue.
The next one's going to be a fighter, watch.
Yeah, but I don't know if I'll have enough to kill him or not.
That fighter will be like 14 health. Alright, so let's go with this. I drew this.
I need another advanced room quick.
And we're going to place that right there. I get advanced rooms.
That's what I need. Getting normal rooms and they're just not helpful. That's
Okay.
going to be my downfall.
I got 2 advanced rooms actually. I think you're jealous.
Okay, let's do this.
Let's blue this. Alright. Let's flip this over right here. And I have Dizzy Gas Hallway. If the room to the right of this one is a trap room, it has +2 damage, and it counts for a thief icon. And the one to the right is a trap room, so now it does 3 damage.
Ooh, nice.
So now we're out to our epic heroes, and we're going to flip them both over. Money bags, I have, not money bags, the mage symbol, I have none now.
Okay, I still have 3, so it's coming my way.
How much does your total dungeon do?
How much damage?
Yeah.
2, 4, 5, 6, only 9, so.
Remember that's 4.
Oh yeah, 4.
So 10.
Yeah.
Alright, and then the thief will come to me because I'm guessing you still have the 1.
Yep.
Okay.
But this is where I play my spell card.
What does it do?
Fear. Send him back to town.
Okay.
Ooh, it's a good ghost.
It's a good ghost. So all that does is just delays the inedible for 1 turn.
Yeah.
And the thief is going to go through. My dungeon does 1, 4, 5, 7, 10 damage, and he has 13 health.
Ooh. Got any spells?
So what he's going to do is he's going to go through. As soon as he gets to this one right here, I'm going to play Cave In, and Cave In allows me to destroy a room in the dungeon to kill any hero in that room.
Can I use more than 1 spell?
Yes, you can use as many spells.
Counter spell.
Okay.
Cancel that spell.
Alright. Well, what that does is that pretty much makes me... Nope, you only get to draw once per turn.
Oh, once per turn.
But it doesn't matter because, bam, I'm out of the game. I'm at my amount of souls. I believe it's only 3 they give you. Oh, 5 wound icons it is. So I still have 1 left.
Okay, you're still in the game.
Barely. So, ha 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 ha. Ha ha ha. That's a win for me still. Alright,
Yeah.
let's draw. And the reason that's a win for me is because he had to use 2 spells and he only got 1 spell back.
Yeah. And that guy's coming for me anyways. I can't build anything.
Can't build nothing? Alright, so I'm flipping over, and the thing I lay down is called the Crushinator. So all you Futurama fans out there, this card's for you. And once per turn, you may destroy another room in your dungeon to give all your rooms +2 until end of turn.
Ooh.
And it counts for money bags. So we're going to flip over a fighter, and we're flipping over a cleric.
Ooh, how many clerics do you have?
I only get the 2 symbols.
Oh, I got 2 symbols. So.
Alright, so the mage is going to you.
Yep.
That's 11 damage. Fighter, I only have 2. You still have the 4, right?
Yep.
Going to you, that's another 11 damage.
Okay.
And the cleric's staying in town.
I get 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then I got giant size, the +3. So 13. And these guys
Is
are...
that for the end of turn? Yeah.
Yep. So...
And you have no wounds?
No wounds.
And you just need a soul? I mean, 2 souls?
Yep. So these guys come through and get murdered.
Yep, so I can't even do anything there. I could have played an assassin to buff one of his creatures, but he still would have won because the second one would have got
And
through.
even if you tried anything, I had another counter spell waiting.
Counter spell! Alright, well, let's see how it is.
Yep, I was backing up all my spells.
That's the game. Let's get set up for another one.
Yep.
I'm gonna quickly change spots here, separate your spells, place them right there, put all the epic heroes back. We'll quickly shuffle this stuff. I'm just gonna reset up the camera so you guys have a better viewing angle.
Yeah, that works surprisingly well for me. Usually that does not go that smoothly.
Oh yeah, you got pretty good setup that time around. And let's keep these heroes out of the way so we can't accidentally re-choose the same hero.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that. That's just a little bit of house rules we do.
Yeah, I'm gonna mix these spell cards up.
The camera's going to be flipped here. Place that. Let's make sure we have a good setup here. I wish we had some books so we could place it on this. Actually, let me get some books so we can place it on that chair
Yeah, roll it up.
Raise it up, bring it back a little bit, get more of the
Room dicks.
get more of the what's going on. Oh no. There we go. Now you can see a little bit more of the table and what's going on.
Yeah.
That was some weird schnikey stuff going on. And I'm just trying to get the camera to stay up without it falling. Well, that's becoming a challenge in of itself. Periodically, I'll be checking in on the camera with my iPad here just to make sure the stream is set up in a pretty... Damn, Mario, you broke this chair. Clear off this table. I know the table's not very cleared off, but it is what it is. These are the ones out of the games. Under the heroes right there too.
Yeah.
And these are everything else is shuffled.
If I've shuffled all of these.
Take your pick, son.
So last time we had Brain versus Brawn, and Brain won out. We'll see what happens this round.
This time I have Draculord, which is a cleric. Don't know how well you guys can see, but we'll place it right there. And when he levels up, target opponent reveals his or her hand, take one card and place it into your hand.
Ooh.
So remember, you got to build to the left, so he's going to be way over here. And now we can actually set up the town and all that, how it's supposed to be set up.
Yep. And for my boss, I got Robobo. I don't know. Is that how you say that?
I would say so.
He's a angry golem. He's got the fighting symbol. He's a fighter. And when he levels up, each opponent must choose and destroy one room in his or her dungeon. So that could be a benefit or a loss,
Pretty
depending
much.
how the game is going. So, do I want to build that way?
You're building to the left.
My left?
Yes, your left.
Okay.
Alright, so 1, 2, 3. Wait, how much XP? You got 400? I got 900, so.
Man, you're always beating me on XP.
Dang right, Skippy.
It's not the size of the XP that counts.
It's how you use it.
Yep.
Don't know what that empty box right there. Alright, give me a second here. Checking up on the stream, making sure it all looks pretty.
Okay, that's how this is gonna work.
It is looking pretty so far. You can see the board pretty clearly.
Man, like, looking through my cards, it's like, oh, this sets up a really good strategy, and then there's that one card that's like, dang, if I didn't have this good strategy going, I would put that card there. Just changes everything.
My strategy's alright. I mean, it's not the best, but okay. So the first round, remember, it's the free card.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna build that one first. And instead of showing you guys the card this time around, we'll just kind of read it out loud once it pops up, because showing it's going to kind of show everyone else, show my opponent here what I got.
Yeah.
Ready to flip?
Yep.
Alright, so I have Witch's Kitchen, and what it does is it is a mage card that deals 1 damage, and once per turn you may discard a monster room card to draw a spell card.
Ooh.
So for those room cards I'm not using, I can be like, don't need it.
Hey, we started with 2 spells, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I did not, I don't think, yeah, I drew 2.
Okay.
Way to go.
Well, I remember. And I played down Open Grave. It's a trap room, and once per turn, if a hero dies in this room, choose one room card from the discard pile and put it into your hand.
And it attracts clerics, correct?
Yep.
Alright. So now we're actually to the actual game. And what I think I'm going to do is, so what, you're trying to get clerics and then you have also fighting?
Yep.
I think what I'm going to try and do is...
Are you going to hit the book route or the cleric route?
You guess it.
Or he'll do both.
I actually don't know what I want to do, because I all have good cards, but they're not good first cards.
Yeah.
So I'll just place that right there. Oh, I never drew.
Oh, that's cool. Interesting.
What you got? Thinking of a strategy there?
Yeah.
Trying to outsmart your opponent,
Well, that's the goal of the game.
ready to flip them over,
Yep.
stranger. So I got Zombie Prison. What it does is you may destroy this room to choose a face-down hero in an opponent's scorekeeping area and send it back to the entrance of that player's dungeon, and it counts for a cleric symbol and a book.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Say that one more time. That's a lot of information.
Oh, you may destroy this room to choose a face-down hero in an opponent's scorekeeping area and send it back to the entrance of that player's dungeon. So pretty much, if they have a soul, they killed the hero and they have a soul, I can just sacrifice this room and have that soul go back to the entrance of the dungeon and them have to fight it again.
Does that work with epic heroes?
Yep.
Because that could be a pain in the end game.
It works for everyone.
Yeah. And I put down Dizzy Gas Hallway. If the room to the right of this one is a trap, it has +2.
Ooh, that's a good setup. You're already doing 5 damage.
Yeah.
Wowzers.
That's where
You're
strategy
getting
comes
some.
from.
Alright, so we flipped over a mage and we flipped over a cleric.
And you get both
And
of
guess
them.
what? I get both of them, and I get both of the damage they do. Oh yeah, there's not really much I can do. So I'll just take those 2 wounds. It's not a big deal right now. I'm okay with that.
Basically all I can do. I wish I had them.
And then now we're back to the draw and all that. This was what I was waiting for. Just hold on here. I'm trying to.
Yeah, I figured just while you're.
Don't know how I want to do this. There's so many ways I can do this, and I don't know. Actually, I do know how I'm going to do this. We'll do that.
It would be terrible, but I might have to do it. It's gonna set me up later badly, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
Alright, flipping it over. I have Goblin Armory, and from last game, monster rooms adjacent to this have +1 damage. So I do have one next to it, so it's doing an increased damage.
And I got the Spectre Sanctum. When you build this room, choose an opponent, and that opponent discards a random spell card.
I'll let you choose because it's not really random with 2.
That one.
Okay. So we got rid of motivation, and all that does is if I have less rooms than my opponent, I can just build an extra room that turn.
Yeah.
Which can be useful, but I'm not seeing it being super useful right
Yeah, I
now.
had that card last game. Didn't pan out.
Okay, so now it's time for the heroes to come out. We have a thief, and we have a thief, and I'm pretty sure he rigged the deck to allow that.
I got one.
Alright, so both of those feats are going to him.
What are their health?
6 and 4.
The 6 is getting through, and I think 2. Oh,
No,
4,
you're
5,
doing
6.
no,
Yeah,
you're
I
doing-
forgot that +2. So yeah, because you get 4, 5, 6, 7, and this one's at 4.
And see, that is some grade A horseman larky he has going on there. He rigged these decks to
Man, I shuffled like my Yu-Gi-Oh decks.
terribly.
I'm a good shuffler.
Alright,
I play Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic. You just gotta pick up the shuffle game.
What you talking about?
The shuffle truffle. Or as they say, the truffle shuffle.
I wish I had a card that allows me to build multiple rooms. I can do so much right now, but
That would be
that motivation would be nice, but okay, so place that right there. I can place that on top of it. I can place that with that. Let's do that. So I'm playing the slow game right now. It's okay, but I have faith once I get everything set up.
I'd say you almost caught up to me last game. I was starting to slow down with rooms, and you were starting to pick up. So it can't be anyone's game.
That's really how this game works, though. Is like you either start fast and you pretty much finish fast, or you start slow. Or no, you pretty much how the game works is you can start fast and finish slow, but you can start slow and finish fast.
I'll place this one down.
All right, ready to flip?
Yep.
I have Dragon Hatchery. We all recall this room from last game. It just has all 4 types, and it has +1 because of Goblin Armory.
And I got Spectre Sanctum,
Ooh,
which again, so discard your only other spell card.
My only other, but that's a good one.
That one, Caven.
Yeah. All right, so time for heroes to come out. We have a mage and we have a fighter. I have 3 mage symbols and I got 3 fighter
I
symbols.
only have 1 fighter symbol, so.
And of course, I'm getting more damage. So the mage is 1, 2, 4, 5. He's barely making it through, and the fighter's making it through. And I need 1 more wound, and I am dead. But that's how I pretty much play this game. Is I play loose and fast as such.
Yeah.
And then things just work out for me in the end.
No, they don't.
Alright, so let's draw. Oh, this is beautiful. Let me do this correctly though. I'm going to sacrifice one of my monster cards to draw a spell card. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to place that card right there.
I'm just trying to think of a strategy here. It's like, I got a bunch of stupid cleric things, like the effects were good at the time, but now I'm like, not much I can really do with them.
At least they're all like 2 damage though.
Yeah.
See, that's the only problem when you get a bunch of cards that do 1 damage. Because you kind of want to balance it. You want to get advanced room out as fast as you can, which I do have in advanced rooms, but if you don't set it up correctly, it just can kind of ruin your whole entire flow.
So I'll just have to play that down for now.
Ready to flip over?
Yep.
So I got the most honest to goodness great card in the game. It's called Construction Zone. It's a trap room, and when you build this room, you may immediately build an additional room. And I'm building, and I have to show you guys the art for this card because I think it's absolutely hilarious. But I'm building Vampire Bordello, which is an advanced trap room, and once per turn, if a hero dies in this room, you may heal 1 wound.
Ooh, that's nice.
So, you just got Dragon Hatchery?
Yep.
Not too bad. Let's flip over everything.
Let's see what we got.
We got a mage, and we got a thief. And would you look at that? I think this might actually be endgame for me. So what I'm going to do before anything happens, I am going to...
I mean, is the mage going to you? Or?
Hold on, that's what I'm saying. Before anything happens, I'm actually going to play a freeze card on my Dragon Hatchery to flip that over. So it doesn't add the value of the room to my total value. So what happens is now for the thief, I only have 1 money icon, and you have 2. The thief will go to you. For the mage, I now only have one icon, and you have one icon, so he stays.
Oh, smart. Keeps you alive.
For at least a turn.
Okay, so let's see if he makes it. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, that killed it.
Nice. Alright. Now this is where I was talking about if you had a faced over card, I get to reveal that, and now I get to draw. And so what I'm going... Oh my goodness. That actually put a dent in what I want to do. But you know what? So be it. What I'm going to do is place that right there. I'm going to get rid of this card, draw a spell because of Witch's Kitchen, and let Backpacker Joe go.
Okay, I'm going to draw. Yeah, I might as well.
And I'm flipping over. I have, honestly, probably one of the best cards in the game, Beast Mangery. What that does is once per turn, when you build another monster in, you can draw a room card, and it does 4 damage, and it counts as a fighting symbol. So I'm kind of lacking in everything else. I'm not really diverse anymore, but it looks like you're not much diverser
yeah,
neither.
I got clerics and money, 2 monies, 3 cleric things. So.
Yeah, so you're pretty much getting the clerics and the money guys, and I'm getting the books, and I'm getting the fighters.
Yeah.
So let's flip over our heroes. So we got a cleric, and we got a fighter. So the mage, I have 1 icon, and you have none.
Yep.
So the mage is going to me. Cleric, you have 3, and I only have 2. Cleric's going to you. And the fighter, I have 4, and you have 1. So the fighter's coming to me. And do you have any spells to play? Or anything you want to play, I should say.
I'll wait on it.
Alright, so with these cards coming through, my dungeon does 5. No, that does 6, 7, 10, 11 damage. So we got 1 damage, 6 damage, 7 damage. He dies right here, and since he died on Vampire Bordello, he becomes a soul, and one of my other wounds become a soul as well. So now I have 2 souls. And now this guy's coming through. He's now at 1, that's 5, 6. This fighter becomes another soul.
So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and he did.
And you have 4 souls, and I have 3.
Yep.
Catching up. This is where it picks up.
Yeah.
All right, so we have nothing to flip over. I'm going to draw. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to discard this card, draw a spell, and I'm going to build on top of that.
Okay. Draw. That would be such a good card, but don't have anything for that. I can't really do anything then.
All right.
Let's see what we got.
Flipping over a fighter, flipping over a cleric. I have 4 fighting symbols,
I got 3 cleric symbols.
and that goes to you. And the fighter, he dies before you can even get. You don't have any. Oh well, I didn't flip over this 1 card. So I have Laggers then. That's what I had. And once per turn, you can play a spell card. You can draw a spell card.
Yep.
All right. So now my fighter will go through the dungeon, and he dies at Beast Mangery. And I did build a monster room, so I'm also going to activate his, which is I can draw another room.
Okay.
And then I'm done. Are you?
Yep.
Let's flip. Let's draw. I ain't really got anything.
That's the same card I drew last time.
I don't really have anything I want to do, so I'm gonna pass.
Nothing for
Oh.
me.
I level up though, so reveal your hand to me. So your rune's in your spell card.
My spell cards.
Choose 1 hero in town. Ooh, monster monster ballroom's a good card.
I got 2 of them.
And it's just equal to the number of monster cards you have in your dungeon. Yeah, I'll take that.
Pretty beast-like.
Alright, and your guy levels up as well, so and he destroys correctly?
Each opponent must choose and destroy 1 room in his or her dungeon. Yep.
So I'm destroying construction zone. Right there. And you destroy each opponent.
Yeah,
yep.
opponent.
Okay. And now let's flip over. So we have the Fool, and we have a Cleric. And the Fool, I have 4 souls. You have 5?
Yep.
He's coming to me.
Is he a hero? Technically still.
The Fool?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a hero.
Choose 1 hero in town and place them at the entrance of my dungeon.
You're gonna snatch it with the Fool?
Yeah.
Okay. And then what I am going to do is I'm actually going to freeze that card right there, so flip it over before that Cleric's assigned anywhere. Activate Ligers, get that, and I get the Cleric stays because no one.
I still have 2 players.
I have 2.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
I have 2 as well.
I forgot about the boss.
Yep, the boss. So he just gets the Fool. No skin off my bones.
Yeah.
The Fool's the Fool.
Man, that's a soul. Even the Fool has a soul. He hasn't sold it yet. What a fool.
Alright, so now it's time to flip over if we can and the draw phase. So what I'm going to do,
Man, I think I got this rigged against myself.
I'm going to build that. I'll let you go.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not building anything.
Alright,
I can flip this over again.
Oh, you should have done that before you did, but that's fine. I'm playing another construction zone, so when that is built, I get to build another room card immediately, building Monster's Ballroom on top of that. And what Monster Ballroom does is this room's damage is equal to the number of monster rooms in your dungeon. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. It does 4 damage.
Yeah. This is where I lose, I think.
And then pretty much from there, I am not very diverse in what I do. He's not very diverse in what he does. But he's still... So pretty much how it's breaking down, he gets all clerics and all thieves. I get all mages and all fighters.
Yeah. I don't know if these epic level ones might kill me.
So mage and cleric. So you get the cleric,
Okay.
I get the mage, you get the cleric.
Okay, they're... Dang. Okay. 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this one dies, this one gets through.
Ooh, you're just 2 away from winning.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, 2 away.
Alright, so
Okay, 2 ones.
4, 9, 10, 13 damage. He dies on Vampire Bordello, so I get a heal a wound. So I'm at 7 souls. Alright. And now in turn, we draw, flip, then draw.
Man, I really need some like, advanced rooms I can go over clerics.
Really don't have anything. I think you're going to win this one.
If I get the right cards, yeah.
Alright, you're not building anything?
Nope.
I'm not building nothing either. So mage,
Is that
thief. Yep, right there you won with the thief.
Ooh.
What I'm going to do though. Nope, that doesn't even work. Yep, you went with the thief.
Well, either way, I'm putting assassin on your stage.
Hold on then. I'm doing counter spell. It lets me draw a spell, and I'm gigantic sizing your thief. I think that actually makes me survive 1 turn.
Alright.
Alright, so how much damage does your dungeon do total?
Only 12, so.
12? Oh yeah, and he's at 14. The mage dies right there. So I get to heal another one. So 6, I win.
There you go.
Ah! That's what I mean by the game can go slow.
Yeah.
Or not slow, but you can start slow and you can end up winning. I win more times than not with that.
Mm-hmm.
And if you didn't play that assassin,
Yeah.
I would have won right there. Wait a second. Actually, hold on a second. You did the assassin on the one guy, didn't you? The mage. So he was at 14.
Yeah.
So that's 4, 5. So that's 9, 10, 13.
13.
Oh yeah, I don't get a heal. So he dies right there. So we still go one more round.
Okay.
I didn't see your cards in your hand.
Yeah. It doesn't really matter at this point.
Well, let's just flip these over because are you going to build anything?
No.
Draw a card first before you say that.
Nope.
Okay. Yep, I would have won.
Yeah.
Okay, so GG. At least I caught that and I didn't just go off and have everyone's like, you didn't play it correctly. I don't want to hear that from anyone.
You didn't play it correctly.
Oh, you bet I didn't play it correctly.
Okay,
I'm
let's
a
make sure we
cheater.
don't- Okay, there's the boss card. That we put away correctly.
Alright. You want to do one more game or do you want to go to Fallout?
Yeah, let's do Fallout.
Okay.
Probably take us a while anyways.
Don't worry about shuffling them, just get all the... Where's the hero card at?
Heroes.
No, the boss, sorry.
Like that way.
I probably picked it up. Where were you again? Robo?
Robocop?
Yeah, Robocop. Robocop in disguise.
Yeah.
Alright, so the question is when we go to Fallout, what kind of adventure do you want to do? Do you want to do Capital Wasteland? Do you want to do the Fallout 4? Do you want to do not the Forge, but the Pit? Or do you want to do Far Harbor?
I'm not too picky to any of them, so everything sounds good.
Alright, hold on.
Whatever you feel you know how to do.
Well, I've done all of them except for Capital Wasteland, I think.
Okay.
So we might just go with that route.
Sounds good to me.
So yeah, that was called Boss Monster.
Yep.
Not a bad little fun game. I mean, as you see, once you know the rules and you start playing, it's about 10 minutes a game, maybe a little bit longer.
Yeah, not pretty easy setup.
At most 20 minutes, that's if it's going really slow and
Yeah.
all that. But yeah, it's a really easy setup as well. It's a pretty fun game. And how much did you get this for again? Like 15 bucks, was it?
I don't even remember. Didn't Lucas, did someone else get that for you?
I believe so. I don't even remember.
I was like,
But anyways, it's not, if I remember correctly from Amazon, it's like 15, 20 bucks. It's not too expensive, so definitely fun. The only downside is you have to play with at least one other person. And now we're getting to the actual game that we want to play.
Fallout New Vegas?
I wish. Just Fallout. We need to stream that sometime though. Put in a bunch of mods.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Just kind of get together and just roll around. So, Fallout though, the board game, that one's a little bit heavier on the setup.
Yeah. Be ready to be blown away by how hardcore we are.
Yeah, when I say a little bit heavier on the setup, I mean it's completely, like, just absolutely 180 difference. This is a big setup.
Yeah, a lot of setup.
A lot of setup, and it takes usually, what, like 2 hours to
Yeah.
beat?
I haven't played with 2 people, so I don't know if that helps go by faster or slower.
Well, I think it really depends on if we want to, you said it doesn't matter what one we do?
Nope.
Let's do the Commonwealth. I haven't done that in a while. But yeah, I think it's just, it depends on if you want to work together or if you just want it right away off the bat, be like, no, screw you, I'm not going to help you.
Yeah.
And this is why I wish we had at least one other person. I mean, it's playable with the people we have, but
If only we had George.
it's funner when you have more people. It's just,
That's like almost any other game.
Alright, so you want to start setting up the titles like that, Joseph, and I'll get all this stuff set up?
The You can play puzzle games.
Heck yeah, you play Portal.
Portal 2.
It's still a Portal game. What are you complaining about? Alright, let's get all of our creatures.
Actually, I like names on these.
Yes, they do. So you don't have to like guess and all that.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, these two look alike. Look at the city ruins. I'll ruin you all.
Remember, you're not what's his face?
Elric on
Elric,
Liechtenstein.
yeah.
Oh, there we go. City ruins.
I think that would actually be kind of funny to do mini stories of Elric von Liechtenstein.
Yeah.
Just like not even actual D&D a game, but just like kind of stroll in the park one day and you come across someone who's just absolutely being a jerk, and you're like, I'm gonna salt your lands. Just what was it? I'm gonna
salt your lands, ruin your name, and some other stuff was going on there too. I haven't written down.
It was pretty funny though. I'm gonna salt your lands, ruin your name, and I think pillage your something.
Yep.
No, but, Alright, and then we have dice that determines pretty much anything and everything we do in this game. Like with any good board game, you have dice. If you don't have dice, you're not playing a board game. Hate to say it, but
See, once
it's the truth.
I think I'll start reading the rules and figuring out the last Friday game I have.
Dude, I want to play that game. I'm telling you, you need to read the rules.
Yeah, because complicated games you have to read.
I remember when we first
Through that.
just barely.
Okay, I am missing something.
What you missing?
Downtown Boston.
Are you sure you're missing it?
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, I was like, are you sure you're missing it? Because I could have swore it was all there.
You just got it.
Okay. Well, it seems like you got it now.
You know, it's like Atlantis.
It was once gone, but now was found.
Yep. And roll the dice. Puzzle game. Okay, that down.
And you remember all of our little things, right? Where we have you're addicted, you're unaddicted, you're vilified, you're adored, you're either a synth or a super mutant.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. At least you somewhat remember that.
Yeah, synth. I remember somebody somehow was a synth super mutant.
That wasn't possible!
It was.
It was not possible. Their character model was a super mutant, but they were actually a synth.
Yeah. That's what happens in life. It's the Matrix.
And see, he's like already done with setting up the board, and I'm not even halfway through.
Honestly, that probably took me longer than it should have, but you know, sometimes like in a coloring book, you like to draw outside the lines.
Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
Drawing outside the lines.
Yep, when you lose a city, man, things happen. That's what happens when you're on drugs, kid. Don't do drugs.
If you're gonna do drugs, be responsible, but don't do drugs.
Yeah.
We are legally not saying do drugs, but we're also not saying don't do drugs. It's your own life.
Yeah, stick to Nuka-Cola.
Yeah, just stick to Nuka-Cola. It's irradiated for all your fun-filled needs.
Yep.
Alright, so now you want to get everything set up, right?
Okay. Don't we need to know the characters to know where we start off as?
I just placed everything in I placed my health at 16, my rads at 0, my XP at XP. Because we haven't gotten to the character yet. But I was going to say, would you mind flipping over that? No, not that. That area right there. Well, first read the following setup right there.
Set up stage 14. Place a shield token on Diamond City.
A shield on Diamond City. Diamond City's right there.
Do you want me to read the back then?
Sure. Let's get some story going on here. And you said setup was 14 though.
What? Yeah. Stage 0, 1, 4.
Okay.
The Commonwealth. The Railroad. An underground group that believes the Institute's synths are fully sapient beings. They are fighting to free the synths. Can't say that word very well. From Institute control. And then there's the Institute. A mysterious scientific organization that has created robots known as synths that can be nearly indistinguishable from humans, you dirty synths.
Just making sure this is all those numbers right there. Here's 14. You want to read that?
Oh, reading. That's why you learn to read, kids, so you can play board games. If you're illiterate, you can't play them.
Pretty much.
Welcome to the Commonwealth. Many dangers lurk in the new wasteland ahead of you, but the one you have heard the most about is the dreaded synth. Said to look, sound, and smell just like a human, they are robots who have infiltrated the very society of the Commonwealth. So,
Oh, well, butter my biscuits. I think I already messed up.
who knew?
I did already mess up.
Should I read the one things? The one and the two? Or save that for later?
Is it the victory conditions or?
I think so, yeah.
Oh yeah, read that aloud.
So, 1, you can kill a suspected synth that no one will miss to find out the truth. So kill any and their little skulls on the one things. Or, this all sounds a bit overblown. Head to Diamond City to discreetly dig up some information. And that you have to make it the Diamond City. So, 2 different things. Complete it. My strategy in this game has never won me a game, but it's gotten me really close, like multiple times. So it's a almost perfect strategy if I could just figure it out a little bit better.
Okay, so we're almost completely set up here. Mind setting both of these at the 0? And you remember kind of what those are for, right?
Yeah, whoever's in control, basically.
Yeah.
The 0 green.
Yeah, the very top one.
And you can end up being on one of their teams.
Yeah.
Right? Oh yeah, we get like declaration cards or something.
Yes, I need a... I'm almost fully set up here.
So as he's setting up, I'll talk about the best Fallout game out there, Fallout New Vegas.
I would not disagree. That is my favorite Fallout game there is.
It was the first one I played though, so...
Also my first one, but I do not care if
Yeah.
that is biased or not.
Like I went to Fallout 3 and I don't know, it was just like kind of a little bit disappointment after New Vegas.
It really is. Like when I played 3 for my first one. Okay, let me read that or read that or whatever it is. I did play Fallout 3 as my very first Fallout game, but I only played like 30 minutes of it, and I was like, this game's boring. And so then I never played another Fallout game until I heard about Fallout New Vegas, and then from there I just started playing New Vegas because New Vegas is honestly the best Fallout game there is, even better than 4, and it's going to be better than Fallout 76. I don't care.
I remember everyone was so excited for Fallout 4.
It wasn't a bad game. It was just underwhelming when compared to New Vegas.
Well, my biggest disappointment was just like when you choose something for your character to say, and they said it like insecurely. Like,
oh yeah.
I was not expecting that. It's like when I say something, my character means it.
Yeah, that was a big thing when it first came out. Everyone thought animated voices was going to be awesome, but then once they realized how
kind of limited.
how limited it was, they were like, screw this, man! This sucks!
Like, they were going
that will tell you who you are dedicated to. The very top will say.
Oh.
Okay, so. Oh, dang it. I need that back, please. Because I did the goof again, and I didn't take out the. I didn't scale it to the number of people. Close, keep that. And I believe when there's 2 people, because I hardly ever play with 2 people.
Yeah.
I believe when there's 2 people, you need 8 influence points, and then you win.
Okay. So, what's it normally? Is it like 13 or something?
I thought it was like 10.
10. So
I'll have to reread the rules.
it's been a while since I've played.
The creatures don't have anything like that neither.
Like,
Alright.
playing New Vegas, I'd say the only disappointment for me was actually getting to New Vegas. Only because when I finally got there, I took the desert route, like hiding from death claws, and like basically rushed there instead of just taking my way around.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got there, then I had to pay more to get in. It was like, this is it?
It was a hassle.
Yeah.
And this is scalable. Yep.
Also, ending up killing all those death claws in that one area just to get some omelets out of it, because the person was like, oh, I can cook those eggs up for you.
I remember in 4 you hatched a death claw baby,
I did not do that.
and it was a friend of yours.
I need to get back to Fallout 4 and play it more.
Do you even own it?
Yeah, I got the one edition with the,
Oh, the Pip-Boy?
yeah, it's cool.
At least say so.
Having your own pit bull.
You can build one now with the new buildable set, and in anticipation for 76,
Yeah.
they released some buildable sets.
They also had some Bluetooth ones, I think, that like.
Yeah, those were pretty cool. Alright, so the way to do this for the characters is it's pretty much by random who gets to. You want to be shopkeeper, or do you want me to be shopkeeper?
Oh, you be a shopkeeper?
Okay.
You dirty peasant.
Oh, then
What?
you want to read the cards then?
Yes, I shall read.
Okay. I'll place these more towards you, so at least we're splitting up the workflow.
As elected to lead, not to read. Knock it down and just run off.
I would be honestly a little bit salty.
You spent all this time putting on yourself.
Alright, so I believe it's 3 items are available in the shop to begin with.
Alright.
So we have a lab coat, which costs 6, and it gives you 1 armor. And during a test that uses intelligence, add 1 hit. Drug items do not count against your inventory limit.
I could be a druggie.
Dang it. And then don't forget, when you do play this game, you get a little icon that right here. It says proof of purchase. Let the stream catch up. Flip all these.
Yeah, so that board game I put Kickstarter money into, they're having some troubles.
Why is that?
I don't know, something financial they didn't expect, so the board game might never come out.
Are they going to refund everyone?
I don't think so, because they're financially ruined, probably.
That
But
sucks.
I did get one thing out of it, because it's supposed to be the Evil Dead 2 board game.
Okay.
The one thing they did send me, though, which might be actually the most valuable thing, is not the cabin from the first film, but the second film. Somebody found it, I guess, probably destroyed, and they made dice out of the wood from the cabin.
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
And it came with a certificate, and they did get that mailed to me. So even though the board game might never happen, I do have dice.
From the cabin.
Yep.
I can't believe they got permission to tear down the cabin and do that.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what ruined them financially, is they didn't get permission, and then who released 2? Evil Dead 2?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of some company was putting it out, but yeah, they tried to raise more money and
It didn't work.
yeah.
No.
So I think they were trying to put another board game out too, and we're expecting that Kickstarter to go over well. And use like money from that one to finish up this one, and get money from that one. So they were just kept stacking things, and something didn't work out.
Sounds like a Ponzi scheme.
Kind of. With a Kickstarter, it's a hit and miss on if, like most of the Kickstarters I've given to you have paid out whatever, but this is my first one that not getting my full what I was supposed to get. I'm not like too mad about it, but I'm disappointed.
You're pretty salty.
I'm disappointed.
You're pretty salty.
If they ever get it figured out.
Alright, so these will also be part of your reading.
On a side note, I've met Bruce Campbell.
That's fine. Those will be part of your reading until I read them for you.
Okay.
And I don't think we start off with any money. Or if we do, I think it's 3 bottle caps. I'll have to double check the rules
Maybe
real quick.
this is, I don't know. Our
You want to do house rules and just say 3?
Sure.
So that way you're not like completely poor.
I'm just a poor boy. I'm a poor family.
Just a poor old boy living in a lonely world. It took a midnight train going everywhere. Just a city girl, born and raised in South Detroit. Alright, so we're going to go on the count of 3. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, shoot.
Okay.
And that's when on shoot you're going to throw out. So, okay, so 1, 2, 3, shoot. 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 Alright, so you get to choose your character. So we have the Super Mutant, which he does. So during setup, you become a Super Mutant. Place this card in your play area. It does not count against your inventory limit and cannot be traded or discarded for each radiation you suffer. You gain 1 XP. You can either be the Brotherhood of Steel Exile, which you get T45 power armor, and it gives you 2 armor, and when you perform a move action, you gain 1 movement point instead of 2. So normally you can move 2 squares on our little tile here.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just kind of bring up this one right here, kind of show. You can move each one of those that's separated by that white line is a movement area. So from here, that would be 1, and that would be 2. But if you want to go through the red, that takes 1 movement point to get in, but it takes 2 to get out. And then that's just pretty much movement. And there's one other thing on the board which none of it's showing right now, and that's radiation. It's green. I believe the house rules we decided was when you. Oh, how do you want to do that? Do you want to go by the actual rules? Because I believe the actual rules is when you go in, as soon as you enter it, you take damage, and if you end your turn there, you take other radiation damage.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Unless, yeah.
Because otherwise, I was going to say, house rules was if you just ended your turn there, you just took the radiation damage, and you didn't take the damage when you walked through it.
Okay. We can play violently in this game.
Okay.
Die or die.
And another thing, since we're on that, when you do die, it really doesn't affect anything besides you just go back to the campground area.
And lose all your stuff.
I mean, yeah, and you lose all your stuff, but...
George never had stuff in this game.
Wasn't it you could only have 3 things in your inventory, and then,
I think that sounds about right.
here, since I'm still... I'll give you the rules since I'm still...
Where is this gonna... What would I be looking under for that?
Here, actually you choose your character, I'll look.
Yeah.
Inventory.
Give me a tire iron in the vault suit. Is that a person? Gosh. So with the Super Mutant, does he get hurt by the radiation still?
He still gets radiation, but he gains XP for it.
Okay. I'll play it strategically like that. Oh, the ghoul is the one that
The
Yeah.
Ghoul is the best one in my opinion.
Yeah. Hmm. Man, it's I could use fuel, but
Yep, you can only have 3 cards in your inventory.
okay. The only downside to the Ghoul is his health being only 12.
Yeah, it's a little bit lower.
His movement can hurt me so bad. I'll go with the T45 armor.
And that's alright. So you get this character, you choose where he goes.
Is there a home base we start at? Or?
And here, yep. And here is your 1 perk you start with. That is determined for you.
I put that in the letter.
Yeah, and I.
For intelligence.
Yep, and these are our specials right here.
Because I'm special.
And now, where can we place more specials where we both can reach them?
I can reach anything in that vicinity.
Let's keep that over there. And then, once I place all these, choose one at random. And you remember when you get 2 of the same perks, you, 2 of the same specials, you get a perk card.
Yeah. Those things are sometimes pretty useful.
That's the only thing I hate about this game is there's very limited perks.
Yeah. Are they gonna have expansions to this?
I was actually thinking about looking it up and seeing if they did make an expansion or if they did plan an expansion, because
I would be surprised if they didn't.
I would too, honestly. This game is really fun.
Yeah.
The only downside is this is like a $40 game, but I've gotten 40 hours out of it, so I am completely happy.
Yeah. $40 game's not too bad. In the sense, like there's $60, $80 games out there.
Yeah, that is true. Part of the reason why I bought this game was because it's Fallout and it was pretty dang cheap compared to other ones.
Yeah. And like if you think of like price per entertainment, like
What I was saying with I got 40 hours out of it.
yeah, because then the cost of you doing that technically it gets
Even lowered.
yeah. It's like a book you read a couple times, depending on how much you paid for it, or a movie.
See, honestly, a book, I don't care how much I pay for it because the only time I will regret it is if I can't get into the book.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't care how much I pay for it because I like books. Those are pretty much as shuffled as I can shuffle them, so choose one.
As much as I love movies, that might be the worst in a sense. Price per value, even though I do rewatch movies a lot. So I got an E for everyone. Anyway, probably regret that power armor with that slow movement, but when I start fighting things, it might be useful.
You know, I hardly ever do this, but I think I'm going to play as... They technically call it the Raider, but I'm going to play as the Vault Survivor.
Okay.
He gets a Vault suit, and what that is... Oh, that's the goal. Here he is. I'm going to place myself right there. And what it does is I get 1 armor, and during a test that uses endurance, generate 1 reroll, and I can also equip 1 additional apparel item on top of that. So if I get a set of because there's more power armor in this game, and if I get a set of that, on top of that, my armor score is even higher than what it normally
I was
would be.
going to say, I usually play as that one actually. I thought it was pretty good.
It's pretty fun. It's definitely worth it. And let's put these characters back.
I just thought I'd play something different this time.
And I get this, and he has luck, and I get to pick one at random, and I choose this one.
Anytime I play Fallout, one of the perks I always put up is luck. It's always up in mine.
You know, I want to make a Fallout game where I'm just nothing but a really agile, lucky person with very little strength.
Yeah.
And it's more of just me being like. So that's why I'm afraid to do it in 4 because it doesn't really affect as much as it did like in New Vegas and whatnot. So I think I'm going to start a New Vegas game.
I know. I think I'm gonna go replay New Vegas. I need to.
It's so much fun. Okay, so what are our quest abilities since we are now set up on this game? We either kill someone who has the human icon or
head to Diamond City.
Okay, so we will place a marker on it right here. It's a little quest marker, so it helps us kind of keep track of what we want to do. And other than that, Joseph, you won, so you can go first. And remember, you have 5 options. You can move, encounter, explore, attack, or oh crap, what was it? Camp. That's what it was.
Yeah.
And the camp is the only way to regenerate health, and I believe it was 2 health every time you camp.
Oh, there's some items I think that can do it too, but can I explore right now?
Are you right there or right here?
Am I in the crossroad? Which one is that?
Oh, you're in the camp? Okay, so you'll have to move towards the edge.
Yeah.
Oh, we need 10 influence to win the game.
Oh, okay.
With 2 players.
How much is it with more people?
With 4 people, it's 8. So all your actions is move. You gain 2 movement points to move your figure. Explore, reveal an adjacent face-down map tile. Fight and attempt to kill an enemy in your space. Encounter, once per turn, draw and resolve an encounter card matching the icon in your space if there is no enemy. Quest, complete 1 quest objective. If no enemy is present in camp, recover 3 HP, unexhaust cards, become well rested, and trade with other survivors if no enemy is present.
Okay, so I can move 1 and then explore?
Yep, and that will be your 2 action points you get per game. But since he still can move 1 additional space, he can move into either this one or this one, whatever one he explores.
Okay, so
You're going to explore that?
yeah.
So all we do is we flip it up.
Oh, it's a bug.
Yep, he unveils a bug. And I believe the first one is flipped up. And it's a rad roach. So it does radiation damage when you fight it. And you have to roll in the right down there, you see the highlighted parts like the VATS setup. That is telling you what you have to roll to hit it, and the one right there was saying how much health it has.
That's basically all I do. I think so.
Oh, you can move right there if you want.
Wasn't that my 1 movement though?
Oh, you get 2 movement points. Oh, wait, you only get 1, sorry.
Yeah.
Because you're in the armor.
Yep.
Completely forgot about that.
He's slow.
Yeah, I am. Alright, so I'm going to explore right off the bat.
I meant my character, man.
Ooh. Well, at least we know where Highway 74 is at.
Yeah.
So I'm going to move right there, and I'm going to encounter this. So the small pile. Mind reading that for me?
Okay. As you pick through the ruins, you spot a figure on the ground. As you approach, you see that it's a dead man. He has no weapons or gear. What was he doing out here? 1, you can investigate the corpse, or you can ignore the corpse and search.
Gonna investigate. No, I'm gonna search. He has nothing on him.
Okay, how do you decide?
What does it say?
Well, how do you know if he succeeded or failed?
I'm just going to take a peek at a random one.
Is it the thing that's still on the line? Like it might have letters and numbers?
So, like, I have one here that says hack into an old register, and it says times intelligent 3. So I have to do an intelligent 3 check for that one. So what does that one say?
It says a PE and a 4.
Alright, so for that, it's saying perception or... You said PE?
Yeah.
So I have to either have perception or endurance to be able to reroll, and I need to get 4 hits And on the dice, there's certain sides that you see that hit there. That is how you determine. And I have a P, so I get 2 rolls essentially. Well, technically I only get to reroll 1 dice.
Yeah.
But I get to roll these 3 to begin with. I have 5 right off the bat.
Okay, so success. The wasteland is full of dead men. You'd rather have enough supplies to avoid joining them. And it has a... it's got like a bag, I think, and...
The loot icon?
Yeah, and it's got something else.
Loot. Is it loot times level, or?
Loot times... See, whatever that is, yeah, you can look at that.
Loot times that.
Oh, okay.
So I just get 1 loot. And I get a companion from that. So I get to exhaust to ignore the effects of difficult terrain until the end of turn, and if there's not a 67 or a 68 or 109 deck, keep this companion when it exhausts.
Nice.
And that's Preston Garvey, he's part of the Minutemen. Alright, and so now I can still... I can't do anything else because I explored and I moved... No, I already messed up. I shouldn't have been able to do that.
You moved 1, explored?
I did 3 movement. Wow, it's been a while since I did this game. So pretty much how I messed up is I explored the area, I moved, and then I said I was going to encounter. I could only explore or move encounter. So you just want to scratch that as the one mistake we get?
Yeah.
Since we're not playing super serious.
Yeah, I'm not too serious about it, so...
Okay.
Okay, my turn.
And I even did that with... man, I need to wake up. But yes, it's your turn.
Boom.
Are you going to fight it?
Fight. Fight.
Alright.
Fight.
Here you go. You need to roll arms or legs, and you need to hit it at least once.
Got arms and legs.
And he's doing 2 damage to you because of the 2 hits, but you negate 2 damage. So he's actually not doing any damage to you. And you have no radiation damage neither. So he dies. Gain 1 XP. So move that XP. Nope. Move it to your first special letter. So you're at E. And he doesn't give you loot or anything, so you sadly don't get any of that.
I don't even get to eat it.
Nope. And now we get to place a new icon there, but it's face down.
Yep.
Alright, so you moved and you fought. You're done with what you can do.
Yep.
Now it's my turn. What I'm going to do is I am going to explore this right here. And look at that, we have the green to show the radiation that I was talking about. But we get to flip over a rad scorpion. And I'm also going to explore this right here.
Okay, seeing what's out there.
Yep.
Ooh, a skull.
Yep.
Skull iron.
Get scoliosis in here.
And that's another way how we can
Do the quest.
Yep, if somebody kills him.
Alright, and so let me explain the icons real quick. With our little... And we messed up again. We didn't let the board move.
Oh, yeah.
Well, like I said, it's been a while, but at least we're remembering. But
Yeah.
the little icon, like with that robot, it has a gun. That pretty much means it does range attacks. The rat scorpion, how it has the turn back arrow, and the lightning bolt, it means it is aggressive, so it will attack you as soon as you move on it.
Yep.
But if you don't kill it right away, it'll move back. It'll retreat a spot.
Shut.
And then for this guy, how it has a money bag in the range, the gun. So pretty much he'll give you a loot, but he can also attack from 1 space away. He doesn't have to be right on you. So in order for things to attack, they have to be right on you. Okay, so since I just finished my turn before you start, I'm allowing the board to move, and it is saying critters. So that guy becomes active, and this guy will move closer to me, and this guy will also move closer to me. And since he is 1 away from me, he is going to attack.
Is that thing gonna attack me then too?
Nope, it is not aggressive.
Oh, it's a pet. It's a mole rat.
So I need to have legs or arms, and I only got 1 leg, and he has no hits off of me, so he does no damage to me besides the 1 from range. but I have 1 armor, so it negates that.
Cool.
All right, so now it's back to Joseph's Backpacker Joe's turn.
So do I have to fight that to move forward, or?
No, you can move forward.
Okay.
The game just automatically assumes you're sneaking, no matter what you do.
Can I take it as a pet?
I wish, that'd be pretty fun.
Okay, now I'm on Ashbury Road. I can explore, what is that called?
Huh?
I can do something there, right?
Oh yeah, you can encounter it.
Encounter. That's the word.
And it is a settlement, so we'll do the settlement icon. So you pass several people in the settlement when you hear an angry voice. You stupid mutt! You look over in time to see a woman kicking her dog. You're not idolized, are you? Nope. Alright, so your 2 options are make this asshole stop. Oh yeah, I should probably mention this game does have strong language.
I think any Fallout game.
Yeah, I mean, it's Fallout, so just be aware. I will say it once more, this game does have strong language.
Viewer discretion advised.
Yes, viewer discretion advised. And so you can either make this asshole stop, and that requires a strength charisma check for 4, or you can let it go and go shopping.
I don't have strength or charisma.
I mean, you can still try it. You're in power armor, man.
Well, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get hurt, but I think I'm gonna not be able to hurt. Put the pain down on this A. 2.
Oh, you failed. The woman turns her ire on you. You can see the dog slip away as you get an earful. So we now will add 13 to the pile of active quests. And this card right here will now go to the trash pile, and we can no longer use it.
At least the dog got the safety. That's what matters.
So the new quest that is active is a whimpering dog wanders from person to person in the crowd. Oh wait, no, sorry. That's when they say add, you add it to the pile.
Oh.
It wasn't an actual like quest.
Okay.
Yeah. So now we gotta shuffle that in.
Yeah, I'll need to shuffle.
Okay.
So I think I used all my stuff, right? I moved there and I encountered, so I am done.
One second. So guys, just keep the chat clean. I can see someone was already trying to start something. I mean, just realize he's being a troll and move on.
Wait, we have a troll?
Yeah, there's a troll in there, and I mean, he's a pretty funny troll. He's not actively trolling me, but he's more trolling.
Other people?
Yeah, other people, viewers.
We have viewers?
We had a few viewers. I don't know if anyone's watching right now.
What do you say?
Yeah, it's just me watching right now.
We had viewers.
But pretty much he was just like, the guy's name was Donald Trump, and he's just like, "What's up, my fellow Americans?" And then we had a Hispanic guy come in and pretty much say something about Donald Trump, not the actual president, but the person who's pretending to be him.
Yeah.
And it's like, just recognize him as being a troll, man. You're feeding the troll when you just,
like,
when you address it and you address it with negativity.
Like keeping politics aside, that's kind of funny.
Yeah, keeping politics aside, it's kind of funny that you see someone pretending to be Donald Trump and coming in, because we had a delightful conversation about how we need to side with all the cultists in Hope County.
Yeah. So.
But just realize he's a troll, and by giving him all that negative attention, you're actually just making him do what he wants you to do.
Yeah.
Like,
you made us. If he left because of you, we lost a viewer.
I mean, no one's watching right now.
Yeah.
No, everyone, because we're playing a board game. Also, remember, we can't really.
Yeah.
We don't have a computer up where we can see the messages right away. We just have a iPad, and even then, I don't know how to get my live messages going on right now.
Yeah.
Whatever. I do what I want, so I don't care.
So your move.
Yes. Well. Yes, it is my move. So what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to go to this guy right here. So I'm moving, and I'm going to fight him.
Fight. Fight.
I need 2 arms and 2 legs.
Yeah.
I got. Ooh, he's doing 2 damage to me though because I only negate 1 damage.
He done killed you.
I mean, he's getting there.
But he killed him, right?
Nope.
Oh, no.
Because I have 1 arm damage and no legs, and you need at least his level, which is 2.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Dang, I was hoping you'd get the 1 thing.
I'm going to move again to go right there, because I still had a move option. And now it's the board's turn, and all stars and all dangerous beasts get a move. But we don't have neither dangerous beast or no stars, so nothing happens, and it's back to Backpacker Joe.
Well, since I'm in a spot where I can do an encounter, I might as well encounter again. To see if I can get anything from these.
You go about your shopping, a shady individual approaches you and whispers in your ear, "Hello, friend. You look like someone who's seeking more interesting fare than what's on sale here." So you can either ignore him and continue shopping, slink away with him, or yell for the guards.
Oh boy, I'm gonna sneak away with them.
Alright, nothing ventured, nothing gained. The grinning man ushers you to a well-hidden booth. Become vilified. So right there. Draw and add 2 cards to the shop.
And I don't have any money. Or did we start out with 3?
Yeah, 3.
Okay, I got a little bit of money.
And shop. Buy weapons and drugs for 2 less.
Do we got?
We do have a weapon, but that's 10.
Oh gosh. Is that a drug?
Technically, no, they're aids.
Man, you gotta take the stim packs. Those are drugs.
In the original games, you actually could, like Fallout 3 and 4. I don't think New Vegas had it, but I know 3 for sure had it. That you could become addicted to stim packs, and it's like, wait, what?
What is that?
A picture. Load lifter. So it's a companion.
You can buy it?
You just need intelligence, and you can have him.
I have intelligence. Wait, what's the other one?
A Protractron. So either the Protectron, what it does is before a fight, exhaust to increase your shield by 2 during the fight. If there's an enemy in the adjacent space, keep this companion when it unexhausts. Or with the load lifter, you can, during a test or a fight that uses strength, exhaust to add 1 hit. When load lifter is equipped, you may keep 2 additional cards in your inventory. If you have 5+ cards in your inventory, keep this companion when it unexhausts. And they both require intelligence.
Yeah, which I have intelligence.
Want to put that in a pile underneath? And we'll let you do what you want to do?
Oh, this is hard because, like, strategy-wise, one would help me, like, when I'm fighting, but the other one would help me in defense reasons, and I already have a pretty solid defense, so I can, like, be pretty much invincible, or be somewhat okay with my armor, and then have a little stronger hit when it comes to strength, but because I don't have any strength.
What are you going to do?
I'm going defense.
Okay.
Because the best defense is defense.
Alright, so are you going to do anything else you just encountered? You can explore if you want.
Yeah, I'll explore, see what's under there.
Nope, flip it around. You want to keep that arrow up.
Is that up? Where's that?
There we go.
There we go.
And we get another raider
That's
up here.
a rubber raider.
I need to get one of those tables that just clicks these into place. One of those Velcro tables.
Yeah.
Alright, so now it's my turn. I'm going to move and I'm going to encounter this area. So the ruined icon, please. Yep, that one.
Okay. You approach a section of the structure that doesn't show much looter activity. You wonder why it's been avoided until you hear the scuttling. You can 1. Rush in and kill the critters. 2. Send them after someone else, adjacent survivor, which I don't think they're enemy. Or 3. Grab something and run.
I'm going to fight them.
Okay, so you're gonna rush in and kill the critters.
Yeah.
You step in, tip again and get ready to clear out the creatures for the good of everyone. Draw and fight a bug.
The critter icon?
Yeah.
So it's a bloat fly, he has range, and he does one. I need to do one body or head damage to him. And I negate one, but he managed to do 2 damage to me. But I ended up destroying the thing in the process.
Okay, so.
Oh, and since I have killed an enemy, I gain XP.
Yes.
According to his level. Did we have you gain the XP according to that one level with that one enemy you killed?
Yeah, I'm on it.
Okay.
So when it said draw and fight, it had a bug, the bug icon, and then it had a times a bag.
Okay.
And then the number thing, I think again.
So it's also times the.
Yeah.
So I get multiple loots.
Yeah, and then it says add 004 times become idolized time trash.
I am idolized, so that one will now go to the trash pile and add 004. So search there for 004.
Where's that?
The big pile.
This one?
Yeah.
Where's
It should be like in the first top 5.
What?
It should be looted to the 4th card. So I got Live and Love. It's an item magazine. When you camp and if you do not have charisma, you may discard this to gain 2 XP. I have Brahmin Steak. When you camp, you may discard this to recover 8 additional HP, but I suffer 1 radiation. And I also have Piper. Exhaust to explore an adjacent tile. If you are valiant, keep this companion when it unexhausts, which makes no sense because Piper is like a good guy and she shouldn't. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
But anyways, so I gained the 1 XP. We did all of that, and I cannot do anything else besides move back. So I'll move back and we'll let the board go. And the board's going to have robots, humans, and stars move. So the robot will go to the nearest person. That guy's going to attack me at a range. And I negate 1 damage, but I do 2 damage to him. But since he's also ranged, he does 1 damage to me. So I do take 1 damage, but he ends up dying, and I gain 2 XP. So I level it up.
Since you killed him, does that set off the thing?
Yeah, actually it does. And I also get loot because of that, and I get 2 loot according to his level. I believe that's how it works. Hold on. Let's read that real quick. Loot, 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 loot. Wow, it's been a while since I played this.
Yeah.
Well, that's loot, but what about, actually then? What about, icons then? 1 loot card, okay. So then the 1 loot card I had was the pipe wrench, so I placed the other loot, I'll place it down there since I didn't know what it was. But I'm going to equip that pipe wrench because I do not have a weapon. If you spend a die hit marker result, discard this weapon, okay. And so this wrench gives me advantage with strength.
Okay. And then because the 1 thing was completed, the shield gets a plus, so I think I move it down there.
Yes.
And it has the loot, I think, times 2.
So I gained 2 loot because I did that?
Yep.
Okay.
And stage 15 and 134.
Okay. So stage 15, 134. So see what those are.
Do I read them then? Do both of them become active then?
Yeah, if they are both the Thunderbolt icon. But if one of them's like the ruin structured or the settlement icon, the bunker.
Okay, yeah, they're both.
Okay, then yep, they both become stage and go ahead and read that.
Okay, starting with 15. You tear the person apart, but they look to be flesh and blood. Messy. Among their effects, however, is a transponder marked with the Vitruvian Man, the words, the Institute, and coordinates to the old ruins of the Commonwealth Institute of Technology.
The CIT.
Yep, so to complete it, you either 1, follow the coordinates and explore the CIT ruins to find the Institute, or 2, you have heard only bad things about the Institute at Diamond City. Caps may quickly get you the information you need.
So I'm guessing spend at Diamond City.
Yeah, spend 4 caps.
Alright, then I'll place these on top of that card.
And then for 134, Flesh and Bone, the locals are in an uproar. A young girl named Olivia has been run out of her home for being a synth. She says that if someone could just find her sister, she could prove false these ridiculous claims that she is some kind of robot. So 1, there's something fishy here, and interrogate Olivia. So any bus thing? Oh, row? Okay,
any settlement?
Yeah. And then it has an S, C, or 3, and then or 2, go looking for her missing sister, encounter any
Ruin.
Yeah, ruin until you find Olivia's sister.
What? Let me read that.
Yeah. I'm guessing she's somewhere on those cards then.
Oh, it reads right here, add 135.
Wow.
So pull out 135, and 135 will be, will probably be a destroyed city icon. Because then with that, then what we're going to do is we're going to add that to the...
135, yep, it's a destroyed city, so I'll mix it in. Okay. So that was the board's move. That all this went down. So he's
Oh, he did, yeah. He did. There's a new guy right there, but he doesn't pop up yet. And that's that. Now it's your turn.
Okay, what do I want to do?
Oh, and since I leveled up though, I never did choose.
Oh yeah.
I get charisma, so I go right there.
I'm gonna move 1 and then fight this guy.
You wanna fight him?
Yep.
Well, you don't have to. He's aggressive. So as soon as you moved right there, he's already fighting you.
Oh.
So you still get 1 action point after this.
What did I need to kill him?
You need body or legs, and you need 2.
Oh, I got 3 things on the body.
And he's doing 3 damage to you, but you negate 2.
So I just take 1?
Well, actually, you take 2 because of his level. You times it by his level.
Man, I should have exhausted that stupid robot.
That's what the thing was killing us when we first started playing, because we weren't doing that times their level. Because we were like, man, these death claws are easy to kill. And the death claws are level 3, so when they hit you once, they're doing 3 damage. So if they hit you 5 times, you're pretty much dead. And you're like, oh.
So did I murder him?
Yep, he is murdered, and you gain 1 loot.
Ooh, and an experience, right?
Yep, here you go.
Loot. My loot key. During your turn, you may discard this card to recover 5 HP.
Nice.
And then suffer 1 radiation. Not bad. That's what water gets you. I love how it's the box water, too. That's the thing that survives the apocalypse. Not the bottled water, it's box.
Box water. It's the dirty water.
Yeah,
Okay, so...
I had one more thing, right?
Yeah.
Can't move. Okay, I'm done.
You can move.
That was my 1 move.
No, you can spend another action point to move again. Yeah, you can move up to 4 tiles if you want, or 2 in your case.
Okay, so I can move 1 more?
Yep. Now you're done.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm going to set up camp right here to regain 3 HP. And then would you like to buy, since you don't have charisma, do you?
No.
you like to buy this right here? I'll sell it to you for 2 caps, and it gives you 2 XP if you camp and use this item. I have charisma and I can't use it, so it's just going to go to waste.
Well, what's it do?
Gives you 2 XP if you don't have charisma, so you can level up right away.
Yeah, I'll make that deal.
Alright.
So I get 2 XP?
When you use it.
Okay.
So it'll go to your item right there. And then I am going to move 1, 2. I'm inside the town now. Alright, now it's the board's turn.
Yep, the board gets a turn.
So these guys are now becoming active, because that's what we rolled.
They're waking up. Is he aggressive? Is he aggressive?
He actually is aggressive.
Fight me?
So he's gonna fight right away.
I start barking at him.
He'll probably be scared. So you need legs and body and
Body, legs.
oh wow, you're getting 4 damage.
Yeah. Is he dead?
Yeah, he did though. And you gain 1 loot from that. And you also gain an XP, so level up, boy. And
So,
before you
where does it go?
hold on.
Yeah.
So place that where the XP is at.
Okay.
And now draw 2 of these, and you'll choose from 1.
Yeah, I'll take him.
Alright, now put your XP on your strength.
I just put that
Yep.
back. Strength.
Alright, and now what are you going to do? Because you have. Oh, wait, no. The robot is now attacking you.
Ooh,
He's from range.
dang it.
And that guy's.
It's all trying to fight me, huh? Oh, thank you.
And you need to do arms to destroy the robot, and he does 2 damage.
Well, I did.
He didn't do any damage, and he didn't take any damage.
Yeah. No harm, no foul.
Alright, works for me. Now it's your turn to actually do what you want to do.
Okay.
So you can encounter that place if you want now, because the person on it is killed.
Can I use more than one of these, or does it take up my things, or how does that work?
Does it say when you camp, or does it just say you can use it?
One when you camp, one during your turn.
So I would camp and then use both of those if you want.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'll do. Because when you camp, I get 2 XP.
Alright, so you're up to your. Yep.
And where I discarded.
Discard.
And then I get 3 from normal camping.
Yep.
And then 5.
So you're at full health.
Yeah.
Do you gain radiation from that box water?
I do get 1.
Yeah, that's because I think it's dirty water.
Yeah.
It's just called water.
Yeah. It's box water. That's
Alright, now you still have one more thing you can do.
and counter? Is there something there?
Yeah, you can, hold on, what is this? It's a ruin structure. A valuable asset hangs from the ceiling of a large room. Debris and green lights surround it. Huh, you're pretty sure this is some sort of trap. So we get to flip this, and you get to win the Ripper if you do this. So you have 3 options. You can get in and out quickly enough. You could get in and out quickly enough. You think it's an agility luck check for 4. You can send someone else in for it, so you sacrifice a companion,
I do have one of those.
or you can search a different room.
I'm sending the companion.
Alright, yep, definitely a trap. You step over the corpse of your ex-companion and pocket the bait, so discard that companion.
4
So he will go right there. And then you gain this right here,
Alright. Look what I found.
and this just goes back into the destroyed ruins section.
I'm a monster.
A little bit. Okay. My turn now?
Yep.
I am going to encounter that location. Since I'm not actively hostile against that creature right there, I do not have to fight it to get rid of it.
So that. Okay, several super mutants are being used as beasts of burden outside of town. Their masters are cruel, but the plots of earth are ripe with well-tended crops. 1. Forest if you are a super mutant, which you are not. 2, exploit the prosperity in the market. Or 3, free the super mutants. And that's a times SC for it.
I would.
Oh, you're gonna exploit it, aren't you?
I was gonna say I'm gonna try and free the super mutants.
You're gonna try reading?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and free the super mutants. You said SC for 4.
Yeah.
So I have 1, 2, 3. Dang it.
Oh,
So I fail.
Okay, fail. The value of the labor proves too great. You are driven out of the settlement. Move 1 space.
Do I take any damage?
Nope.
Oh,
Doesn't say
well,
anything.
shucks.
Does this just go back in?
Yeah, they'll just be shuffled back in. Alright, so all I did that turn was encounter.
Yep.
I'm gonna move back into the settlement.
Kick you out. I'm back.
I'm back, sucker!
I will free them one day.
Alright. Now it's the board's turn.
Yep.
So the shield icons and the super mutant icons. So moving. And I believe the shield, even though I'm not hostile against them, it will still attack me because
you're not favorable to
yeah,
them,
we're not an ally neither. So
yeah.
what's that creature? It's on that card right there.
Shield is a synth. It's a 2, level 2.
Level 2, and it has money bags
It's
and
got a chest.
what does the Y stand for? What does it do? Like read the institute right there.
Mysterious scientific organization that created robots known as synths that can be nearly indistinguishable from humans. Oh, that's fine. Shield Y equals gun.
Oh, okay. So he has range 2, and I can only destroy it with body shots. I have 2 body shots, but I'm negating 1, so he's doing 2 damage, and he's level 2.
Yep.
So I'm taking 4 damage. Woo! But I get destroy him, so I get some loot. Ooh, unstoppables. So when you camp, if you do not have endurance, you may discard to gain 2. And I also gain 2 XP because I destroyed that guy, and this guy is now right there. Alright, so... Oh, the X is the one where they level up. Okay. Alright, Joe.
Okay, what do I want to do in life? I think I'm going to encounter again. Encountering's fun.
Alright. So, a couple of landmarks catch your eye as you approach the area. This is the place where the girl Olivia said her sister was last seen. Looks dangerous, but you can go poke around to see if there's any truth to it, so we can either look for Olivia's sister or ignore it and search for loot.
I'll look for Olivia's sister.
Alright, you see the body of a girl lying under an overhang. When you turn it over, you see the body doesn't have a familiar resemblance to Olivia. It is Olivia. The girl you spoke to was a synth who replaced her. Suddenly, you see movement. She sent you to a trap. Complete Flesh and Bone quest. Draw and fight a critter and then trash this. So flesh and blood. So you looked for her. So you gain influence, which we will use.
Influence.
This as a marker for influence.
Oh.
So duped. It turns out the people were right. Olivia has been replaced by a murderous synth. They say she was last seen passing through the Ashbury neighborhood on her way into the wasteland. Time to track her down. You can ask around Ashbury and try and talk to her, or you can track her through the wasteland and take her out. So you can either search Ashbury Road, which will be an endurance charisma check for 4, or you can encounter any raider camp, draw and fight the Raider icon,
Okay.
which you're already at a Raider camp, but you have to fight that guy. So
Yeah.
go ahead and fight that rad scorpion.
So, anyone can eat that dead body right
I don't think I will.
What do I need to kill it?
You just need legs or arms,
I got none of those.
and he does 2 damage against you, but it negates 2.
Oh. Cool.
All right, so.
Yeah, that worked. I'll kill it later, I guess. It's one of those things.
My turn. I am going to encounter this area again. Diamond City.
Which one am I doing?
Yeah, that one.
Okay. There is a small gathering around the various traders and mercenaries here. You shoulder your way through the other wastelanders to get a good look at the goods. 1, you can go shopping as normal. You can 2, try to steal an item from a display. You have A or L, so and it's 4 or 3. Look for better deals than these.
I'm going to shop.
Okay, go shopping as normal. The traders and mercenaries are more than happy to do business with you. Shop.
Alright, so I'm going to spend 4 caps to get the rat away. But since I'm spending 4 caps, I actually do complete a quest here.
Okay.
And that is this one right here. So, the resonance. I completed the quest. You have heard only bad things about the Institute. At Diamond City, caps may get you the information you need. So, the star will gain a level. I gain 2 loot.
Nice.
Wow, I have a lot of money. And since I am still shopping, I'm going to be selling some stuff. Stage 19 and 67, and we trash this.
Okay. Does this one go back in the thing then?
Yeah. It didn't say trash, did it?
No, I didn't see any trash.
Alright, so 19 and 67, please.
Shuffle this real quick.
And since I am still shopping, I'm going to. I think drugs are for losers.
And 67.
So I'm going to sell.
Okay, both of these are the lightning bolts.
I'm going to sell these 2 drugs to gain 6 caps.
Okay.
And just stage those. So just.
So 19, all hell. Chaos erupts in the Commonwealth. Stirred up by newcomers asking too many questions, the Institute accelerates their mysterious plans, and the railroad responds in kind. Fights break out across the wasteland. So place a star equal to survivors on each of the
settlements?
Yeah, the one with the butts-looking thing back home. And then, starting with the highest level, place a shield at each star.
At each star?
Yeah. Woo! So, for the things for that, 1, you can wipe out the railroad's agents in the wasteland, kill the last star on the map. Or 2, eliminate all militarized synths. You have no other choice. Kill the last shield on the map. That's 19.
Okay.
And for number 67, vault rumors. Every year, new unfortunates appear out of the wasteland, claiming to have been banished from an underground bunker made before the war by a company called Vault Tech. Perhaps it is worth investigating. 1, many of the Vault exiles are caught by raiders. You might be able to get something off one of them. Or 2, see if you can find an old exile who will sell you information at any of the settlements. And you spend 4 caps.
Okay. Well, since we're now progressing the board, we should talk about this a little bit. There is a way for both Joe and myself to lose the game. That is if either the star or the shield gets down to the red at the very bottom first. So we're racing not against each other, but also the board itself.
Yeah, the board game can win.
Yep, which is kind of rare, actually,
Yeah.
for a board game to actually be able to win.
Yeah, there's a few out there, but
It's not many.
yeah.
Alright, well, I just wanted to mention that since we are progressing that and whatnot. And since I still have something I can do, I'm going to camp to regain 3 health inside Diamond City. I'm going to use Unstoppables So I do not have endurance, so I will gain 2 XP. And I can discard that, so I'm leveling up. So I'm going to choose 2 at random. And I got charisma and luck, and I have both charisma and luck. So now I get to choose a perk. And so there's a charisma, there's a charisma. One of the ways we play for house rules is we allow the people to see what the perks are.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the proper way of playing the game is you don't let the person see what the perk is. You just pick a perk and then that goes as that.
Yeah.
But since there's like no perks at all in this game, I figured that's kind of a waste. Why not let the people see what they're getting at least? So I can either become the I can either get Grim Reaper Spirit, discard this to become death itself until the end of your turn. Perform 1 additional action after each fight in which you kill an enemy.
Nice.
I can have Fortune Finder, discard to gain 8 camps. Or I can be a Master Trader, discard to shop. You may buy sell as many cards as you want. Or I can become Inspirational, discard to remove a companion from another player's inventory or from the shop and add it to your inventory. Then unexhaust each of your companions, nor in their unexhaust conditions. So there's some pretty good ones here. But I think I'm going to go with the Fortune Finder. And you can use perk cards anytime when the game's at any time. You just gotta announce it. Alright, so now it's the board's turn. So we're having all shields, bugs, and robots to move. We'll start with the shield. I'm on top of one.
Oh boy.
He's gonna want to fight me. And I need chess pieces, right?
Yep.
So I got 2 chess pieces, and he's doing 2 damage to me. But I gain 2 XP. So I level up again. So I'm going to choose these 2. And I'm going to choose Endurance. Now I am Pelk. And then that guy is gone. So one of the quests is actually progressing without us doing anything in of itself.
Yeah.
The bug icon's going to attack you.
Yep.
Okay, here we go.
Dice. See if I can kill this thing or not. Why won't you die?
And it looks like you hit it.
Okay.
You
2,
take no damage.
damage.
So gain your 1 XP.
And that gains me a level? Right.
Yes.
Does it go right here at the XP?
No, it'll go to your S.
Okay.
I only said wait because you draw an S and you decide to keep it.
Yeah. Okay. P.
Or I might do house rules where it doesn't matter what you draw, just add it, and then whatever you draw the next time around you go, you'll do that. And also, the robot's attacking you from a distance, so he's going to do 1 extra damage.
Oh, I'm gonna murder you, robot. What do I need to kill it?
You need arms.
Why can't I roll arms?
He does 2 damage against you, plus the extra, so you're getting 3 damage.
At least I've got 4 health. Well, I will murder
Now it's your turn.
Well, do I have to move on that spot to kill the robot?
Yes.
What's the red name?
It takes 1 action point to get in there, but it's going to take 2 to get out. It's just difficult terrain.
Okay. So I can get in there, right?
Yeah, you can get in there.
Okay. And I'm gonna fight this robot.
Alright.
Fight the robot. Cause it's me. Got NARMs and more NARMs.
And you're getting what? 5 damage against you, but you negate 2, so you're getting 6?
What?
Times his level. And he's 2.
What? That's ridiculous. So it's 6?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, at least you kill it. You did 3 arm damage.
Yeah, it's dead. So what do I get?
You gain 2 XP.
1, 2. Yeah. Oh, robots have loot.
Well, there is some that have loot. You just don't want to fight it.
Do I have any other things I can do?
Nope. Alright, my turn. Well, I'm going to camp up here.
Yeah, I'm gonna start camping.
You gain 3. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to move as well. So 1, 2, and that guy's right there.
Is he aggressive?
Yeah, he's aggressive. Alright, your turn. Nope, Ward's turn.
Yep.
So we have shields, and since you haven't declared your loyalty, he's going towards you. We don't have any death claws, and now we have critters. So that critter is actually going towards me, and this one's 2 damage.
Oh, yeah, that's not bad.
But I gain 1 XP from it.
My mole rat's coming for me.
He cares about you. Okay, so your turn now.
Oh boy. How do I get out of difficult terrain? Do I have to spend a cap to get these 2 movements?
Yes, you do. Or that is if you don't want, if you want to have your 2 actions. You can still use your 2 actions to get out of it.
Yeah, and then can't do anything else.
Yeah.
Or I can spend 1 to get
And then have 2 movement points for your 1 action and then do something else.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend my camp to get up here, and then I'm gonna camp.
Okay.
I need that health. 'Cause I'm gonna kill stuff
You're going to kill stuff.
eventually.
Eventually, okay.
And your move.
Alright, so I'm going to move right there. And is that guy aggressive?
Where would it say?
Nope, he's not aggressive. I'm going to actually fight him.
Fight. Fight.
I need chest, correct?
Yep.
So I have 2 chests, but he is doing 4 damage to, 6 damage to me.
Ooh.
So I'm at 6 health.
Yeah.
Whew, but I gain 2 XP, and I gain a loot icon, right?
Yeah. That completes a mission, right?
Yes, it does.
Star plus 3 XP stage 20.
I get 3 XP? Okay, hold on here. So
Oh, the star moves up too. That's
yeah.
2. And
Hold on here. Let me get my perk right here.
Yep.
One with S, and I gain 3 XP, you said?
Yep.
S is upside down as well. Oh well. Alright, so there. And what else now?
And stage 23 and 150.
Alright, so
And then this one gets trashed.
So stage 23 and 150.
And 150. 150. 48. So now we have the molecule level. With the Institute fully aware of their actions, the Railroad's only hope of getting to the Institute is by using their own technology against them. The Railroad has begun work on a signal interceptor to teleport themselves into the Institute. Place a quest marker 3 spaces away from your current space. This is the signal interceptor.
We'll place it right there.
Okay, and for the completed, you can 1, destroy the interceptor before it's complete, and that's a SIA, or like you need 5, or 2, acquire the needed circuitry to finish the interceptor. When a robot is killed, place 1 cap on this card. Place the 3rd cap on this card, and I think that's how you do it. And then 150, nowhere to go. The recent war and destruction in the wasteland has left many homeless, but no one has been affected as the local ghoul populace. Already viewed as pariahs, a bounty has been put out on certain ghouls, which has led to all of them being shunned. You can 1, kill a bounty hunter, or 2, find a new uninhabited place for them to settle. Explore one of those.
Well, I think I'm going to go. Alright, well, I think this is a good time since it's still my turn. I'm going to declare my loyalty, and that is to the Railroad. I'm guessing we're at odds.
I don't know if mine has a thing on it.
It should say on the top.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think I have a thing on it.
What?
Nope, I don't have a thing.
Really?
Nope.
You're supposed to have one.
I don't have one.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm
I'm
sure.
gonna go through all these.
I don't have one.
Oh, you should not have that one then.
What, do I get a different one now? Do you want me to show it?
You're supposed to have one that has a thing where you can declare your loyalty.
Yeah, I don't have that.
Alright, well, I'm not looking. I'm going to cover most of these up. You choose one that has the loyalty on top.
I can't tell if they have one. The first one I'm looking at doesn't have one.
It'll say, like, right on top.
Yeah, it's on the left. I'll take that one. You just want to take this one then?
Yeah. Because it should have one.
Yeah.
What was it? Was it saying, like, untouchable?
It was a payday. I don't have any cap, so it was worthless.
Okay. Alright, so. Board's turn, right?
Didn't it?
Did it just go?
Yeah.
I thought I attacked that thing.
Oh. Is that? I thought that's why it went. No, okay, yeah. It's its turn.
Yeah, because I did a quest.
Yeah. We're good.
Alright, so. Freedom. All the stars moving. I have declared my loyalty, so they will not be attacking me now, but they will be going for you because
You can declare your loyalty at any time, right?
I believe it's during your turn.
Yeah.
But yes, anytime. And then the super mutants. Alright. Your turn.
I'm a star!
You're with me as well?
Might as well. They're coming for me. When you can't beat them, join them.
Pretty much, yeah. When you can't beat them, just join them.
Yeah. Can't move there and then do an
Yeah, you can move and explore.
move, explore.
Oh, you're going to do that quest right there?
Yeah.
Hey, look, what a perfect place to explore, too. It's nothing but radiation.
That's like the holy land for them, basically. Then.
Pretty much.
I found it.
What does it do when you explore?
Stay, explore. That's stage 152 and trash.
Alright, so trash that over here. No, I'm already there, yeah.
And then what number was that? 152.
Yeah, 152. And gain another influence. Dang it, I think you're going to win this one.
I have all the influence. Do I gain influence because of that too?
Yes, that card provides one influence. Unless it says at the bottom, like, +2.
For each space has advanced farther than that, so
Bottom left, I mean.
+1.
Then it's just one.
Okay, this is. Oh, drain the swamp. Our president wanted to do that.
We're keeping politics out of this.
Well, it fit perfectly.
Alright, so what do you need to do?
Many areas in the more dangerous sections of the wasteland have been uninhabited, places where the ghouls could make their home. But first, said places need to be safe for the ghouls to live there. One, it's not the prettiest place, but the super mutants have created a large home for themselves in an old substation. The super mutant camp, no enemies within 2 spaces. To complete that, or
Okay.
2, the old Robo factory could be a suitable home if the last active robots were gone. No enemies within 2 spaces. Are any of those on the board yet?
The Robo Factory is.
Where's that?
Oh, it's not. Never mind. It's in one of these areas over here.
Oh, no.
So we have to go exploring the dangerous areas before we can even complete this.
Yeah. Well. Your move.
I'm gonna fight. Give me that XP, baby. Wait. Yeah, give me that XP.
Okay, we see which one is 10 influence the way.
Yes. Wow, it's doing 3 damage against me. I'm at like 3 HP.
We're gonna do permadeath. If you die, you stay dead.
You wish. Because then you'll be winning.
I know. Exactly.
No, man. What I'm going to do is I'm going to camp, regain 3 HP.
I know. Remember that.
And what I'm going to do then is I'm going to use this Brahma stake to gain another 8. So I'm at 11.
Nice. It's actually above me.
And I gain 1 radiation damage.
What's a little radiation, man?
Exactly. And we need to place one right there. Wow, there's like nothing being flipped over on the board.
Yeah. I feel like.
So shields, we got none. Death claws, we got none. And the rivets. Oh, the one I was talking about.
He's a level 3.
The sentry bot.
He's tough. Go kill him.
You kill him. You get the power armor.
You got more health.
You got the power armor.
I need better weapons than this Ripper.
Your turn.
Because it lets me reroll if I get arms. I haven't been rolling any arms.
And you need arms to take him out, too.
Yeah, so this is pointless. This weapon is stupid. Well, I'm gonna... There. And I'm gonna encounter.
Alright, so a few scavengers have gathered their findings and placed them as bets. The first to make it to the far side of the complex and back wins. You can join the race, special 6. You can train on the course after they're done, or you can hold back and take their stuff.
Oh, I'm already vilified, so I'm gonna hold back and take their stuff.
You remember that card, don't you?
No, not really. But
Okay.
I just know I was vilified already.
As soon as they're out of sight, you grab whatever you can and get out of there. Become vilified, loot times the location level. So you get 3. Can you become like double vilified?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Can I fill all these spots? Feeling.
Alright, place that back down in there, please.
Ooh. At the bottom right now, mix the plate. Is it still my turn?
Yeah.
Ooh, during your turn, you may discard, and one other junk card to gain 1 card of your choice from the shop or from the market or caps discard piles. Is there anything in the discard piles?
Yeah, we got Day Tripper, we got Mintat, and we got Protectron.
Shop? What's in the shop?
In the shop, we got the sniper rifle, we got the load lifter, we got the lab coats, and we got the stim pack.
What's this do? It's expensive. During a fight, headshots, results always inflict hits on the enemy.
What are you two doing? Do you want the air conditioner on?
No, we're good. We're just live streaming this game.
Oh, sorry, I'm in your
That's
way.
okay.
Hi, do you like my ass?
Mom,
It's
don't.
hot.
I think I'm gonna go with the sniper rifle.
Okay. You got the caps?
What, I have to pay?
I thought that's what it said.
No, 1 card of my choice.
Oh, okay, never mind.
So do I just say I...
Yeah, you're just like, I want this.
Can I sell this stuff?
Sure.
Do I get 6 caps from it?
No, you get 3.
Oh, that's cheap. Where does this go?
Does it go to the discard
I
pile?
think the junk does.
The junk depots. Yep. Alright, well.
Can I sell this too? And get 1 cap?
I don't see why not.
Because we both have S's, so it's useless.
Alright.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Well, if I would have known you were in town, I would have called you and told you to come up to the bar. What are my elephants doing right there?
We've been using them as level ups.
As what?
For a game we were playing, we're using them to level up our creatures because we didn't have anything else. But we were careful with them.
Yes.
Alright, this is my turn.
Yes.
What the? Trying to camp through getting full health. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move. Alright, now it's the boy's turn.
Oh, we're gonna die.
Robots. I mean, not robots. Critters. I need to switch up my laundry, I just realized.
Okay, I am done with laundry.
Yeah, I need to switch up my laundry. Okay.
Did you warm up your pizza?
No.
Is it good?
I don't know. I got it.
Your turn. Because they just flip over and I don't see any other ones.
Is he flip over?
No, it's just the critters.
Okay. So, what do I want to do?
Did you put Parmesan cheese on it?
No.
Oh, maybe I will.
I don't like goats.
What?
I think I'm going to.
I don't like goats.
What are the missions? I was like, I don't even know what we're doing.
For some reason, all the cheese is made out of goat milk.
Are you serious?
Yes.
I did not know that.
I don't know what I want to do in life anymore.
I'm taking the two smallest pieces.
That a girl.
Is Ashbury on the film?
Here, there.
I'm gonna pay a cat so I can move too.
Do you want some pizza?
Maybe here in a bit.
Want me to throw change at you?
No.
Why?
Alright, are you going to encounter it?
Yes, I am.
So what do you have to do for that quest?
I have no idea. I just saw the name. If I can find out which quest it was again. Ask around Ashbury and try to talk to her.
Our
Say,
comforter's
"Easy,"
right
and
here and I
that's
changed the bedding.
So I need to roll with full.
Okay.
I should roll again with
I
the
will when I go up there.
Before you do that, we need to do this.
Okay.
There's a small gathering around the various traders and mercenaries here. You shoulder your way through the other wastelanders to get a look at the goods. So you can either go shopping as normal, try and steal an item from a display, or look for better deals than these.
I really want to steal an item, but I'm just gonna go shopping like normal.
Okay. So then you
Where did
just
the cucumbers come from? Okay.
now just shop and do the quest.
I have intelligence.
Alright.
I'll take it. And then now do the mighty quest. Big one, big one.
I'll have to call it stream here. Yeah. You can still play them. Well, thank you all for watching. This has been Shattered Friend and Backpacker Joe streaming Fallout. We'll try and do this